let's go from one um UMG story to another. And let's talk about Miss Iggy Azalea, who has been calling out. She took to social media and is calling out UMG, saying that she asked them, "Bitch, where's my money? Pay me what you owe me." In the words of Miss Riri. So Iggy Azalea is accusing Universal Music Group of withholding millions of dollars in unpaid royalties, taking to social media to demand what she claims is rightfully hers. So on Saturday, the fancy hitmaker, who's 34, took to Twitter to claim that the company owes her millions of dollars in unpaid royalties for her singles, saying, "Crazy how in my entire career I was never paid a single royalty by Universal Music for anything outside of the USA." This is what she alleged in her post. "They owe me millions of dollars in back pay, and they technically stole from me. As per my contract, I'm due payment. The amount owed is in the 8-figure range. Last week, they tried to respond to my lawyer and offer me a settlement of $18,000. I'm told this is a normal response from their lawyer, and after appearing in court, they end up paying millions as they're supposed to." $18,000? Y'all got some. I was like, motherfucker, you was a lost your mind. 18,000, that's what I'm walking away with? Fuck out of here. The 4-time Grammy nominee went on to note that she is thankful to be in a position to afford to pursue the issue until they pay her, unlike many smaller creators. Say, "I like to publicly say that I think Universal Music are criminals who actively take advantage of all," and she put all in caps, "of their artists to in perpetuity." That's the word. I was like, I'm forgetting how to say that. "In perpetuity for their own gain." This is what she tweeted. She said, "They are the scummiest company, and they do this to so many artists who unfortunately can't afford to fight for what they're owed. Thus, they get away with this behavior." Which is why I've been telling y'all, at this point, stop signing to record labels. The labels are not for you. The labels do not care about artists. They're there to get a percentage. They want to work you to the bone and make their money and leave you broke and bankrupt. That's why I would say, if y'all don't even need labels anymore. It's just like, post your stuff all over the social media. Yeah, the road is going to be a lot harder to travel if you're an independent artist. But if you sign to a label, you're literally just borrowing millions of dollars from them and having to pay all that back. But if I'm making y'all a lot of money, if I'm working myself to the bone, if I'm pretty much an independent contractor, then if y'all owe me money, pay me what I'm owed. We hear so many stories about so many artists who signed to major labels that end up bankrupt or filing for bankruptcy or being broke. So she said that Universal Music really needs to do better in their treatment of the artists who quite literally earn them millions via intellectual property they had zero part in creating. Yuck. Now, last year, the Australian rapper shocked fans after announcing her plans to quit the music industry to focus on other creative endeavors. Wouldn't that be OF? Because don't she have an OF channel or OF page? I don't know what she putting up on there, but she did say that she was supposed to be posting music videos or something or another on there. Now, in the same post, she also confirmed that she would no longer be finishing her upcoming 4th album. So I know a lot of people have this idea that I was bullied away from music, and that's something I've always laughed at because I've never been bullied out of anything. In fact, I'm too stubborn. I think I've even resisted changes within myself at times purely because I don't like being viewed as someone who quits. Azalea explained that she feels more passionately about design and creative direction than she does about writing music. Well, that sounds similar to Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor at one point was making music, and she was just like, "I'm tired of the like." She was just over the music business because I remember like when I remember Tiana Taylor was like on the come up back in like, I think around the same time Lady Gaga was coming out. But even then, she was like, we knew who she was in Harlem, but she hadn't really popped yet. So she was going around for a long time. I remember one time when I was working, because I used to work when I worked in Harlem, she was coming out of the VIM, and all these kids came around and wanted to take a picture with her. So people were aware of who Tiana Taylor was, but she wasn't like she didn't blow up yet, but she was known in a lot of the New York circles. And it's just like, this industry chews you up and spit you out. Even when you can withstand through the storm, they will try you to the ends of the earth. And then you end up in this situation where it's like, yeah, I'm not even inspired to want to make music and create art. But you can probably still do that. You can go independent, sis, and put the art and the creative direction, all the other stuff in what you do. Now, Azalea explains that she said that to many of you, that's no shock to read. It shows in my work. Jokes aside, I do spend a lot of more time on that part of things because I'm most confident at that. That's why I want to let you know that I'm not going to finish my album. And so, yeah, here is her tweet that she posted that I was reading earlier. So we'll just leave that up. She also said that the album has been stalled while she was giving direction for a different project and that she hasn't felt the urge to get back to writing. She says, I feel really happy and passionate in my day-to-day life when my mind's focused on that. So I want to stick to what's undeniably best for me. The Mo Bounce hitmaker concluded by apologizing to her fans, writing, I know for some fans, this probably means you feel a little deflated. I'm sorry to let you down. Now, the post sparked an outpouring of grief from her fans, with one commented, wait, what? So it's really the end of an era? Then another person said, that's so sad for us who that genuinely love your music. I'm definitely one of them, but for those who really love you and respect you, it's really understandable. We want to see you happy. Another person said, what's sad to know that we won't have any more albums. I thought this would be the year of releases, but I'm happy to know that you're happy and with what you really want to work on. I love you, wrote another fan. So what I didn't know about her is that she has 28.8 million social media followers. And they said she's currently the creative director and co-founder of the relaunched Unreal Mobile, which integrates the $mother token as a payment option. And I still have no idea what that is. But if she's got Unreal Mobile, if she's making money doing business endeavors, then she doesn't really need to make music. But I would have been like, you know what? If I'm making money doing business stuff, the music thing at this point, I'd be like, release me from my major label contract, take their ass to court, get your money that you're owed. And what I would do is I would take the money that I've been making with my side business endeavors, which I'm making more money from, and continue doing my music, but on my terms and doing smaller venues, whatever the case is, not necessarily having to kowtow to the major label drama and headaches. Because if you've been through all of this, it's like, F y'all, I'm about to just go off and do my own thing. I'd rather just be independent than have to deal with the craziness of these major labels. So they said in August, she also announced that she was launching a new podcast called Mother Knows Best, through the volume where she'll interview chart-topping musicians and trailblazing CEOs, saying, I'm excited to start filming Mother Knows Best and stirring the pot in the only way I can. The Platinum Blonde Culture, not the Platinum Blonde Culture Vulture. I was like, y'all actually wrote that? And told HR in a statement. They said, for a long time now, I feel conversations in pop culture have become stagnant and overly cautious. I can't wait to start a fire and blaze a trail. Girl, you must don't be watching this show, because where do I come stagnant and overly cautious? Like, the stuff that comes out of this mouth. And speaking of Playboy Cardi, because it's funny how y'all talking about Playboy Cardi dropped a new damn song. Her baby daddy is Playboy Cardi, who they said he ain't been doing what needs to be done in regards to his fatherly duties. That's what she said. So, yeah, so they have a son together. His name is Onyx, who is 4. So, it seems like that's you know what, music ain't shit. Ain't no money in the music. It seems like now everybody's just jumping in podcast, media space. That's why I said I'd rather stay over here. Anything else that I want to do in a little side project, it would be music, whatever the case is, I would do that for fun. But this is where this will pay the bills. This is where I get to just, there's always going to be something, like this job I know will be here for as long as I want to do it, because there's always going to be something to talk about. There's always going to be some celebrity news and tea that's going to be coming out that's going to need an opinion, an honest opinion. And so that can always be going. With music, it's fickle. I'm glad that she's found something that she's happy about. The app that she has, the podcast that she's about to drop. So she's got her thing that she's doing and she's making her coin. So I want to hear from you all. What do you guys think of this story in regards of Iggy Azalea throwing shade at Universal Music, saying that they stole her money? And I'm sure she's not the first, nor will be the last that these record labels allegedly, like Universal Music, are stealing from. So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.